Yes, and that's on period.
Pull up, it's about to blow up. Show love, we coming and you know us.
It's a vibe and it's fresh on your mind. Breaking hot, top and slide. You know what we like, yeah.
Get up, you don't wanna miss us. In the mix, it's official.
It's official.
Big facts, no cap. Where you at?
Yeah.
It's time to kick back.
It's the mix.
Welcome back to the mix, everyone. We have a great show for you tonight. Zonique is still on maternity leave, and we cannot wait to have her back on the show soon. But back by popular demand, we have our girl, actress, and YouTube star, Tila Dunn, with us as co-host again. I'm so excited. How are you, Tila?
I am doing fantastic. It's so great to see you guys again. I missed y'all. It's been a week, but it's good to be back.
Hey, it's good to have you back. We love having you.
We do.
All right, you guys. So let's just get started. Let's get right into it. So today marks the first week of Bobby Shmurda being released from prison, and it looks like he's enjoying every single minute of it. He had a star-studded party to celebrate, and what is going viral right now is a gift from his number one supporter, Rowdy Rebel, who gifted Bobby with the iced-out Shmurda chain that not only has a ridiculous amount of diamonds in it, but it also glows in the dark so that you can see it. Also this week, Karen Civil did put out a documentary that documented Bobby's first day out, which is a must watch, you guys. But the video that I love the most is of Bobby turning down a drink, which he later posted with a comment saying, "I'm on parole." I think Bobby is starting out on a real high note. It looks like he's having fun, you guys, but is also aware of his situation. So what do you guys think of this?
First of all, can I say that on my timeline, you would think that Jesus came back to save the people of the land. You think that Moses came back. I was like, is Mary Magdalene back? Like, everybody is talking about Bobby Shmurda. And I'm really happy that he's out of jail. I'm really happy that now he gets to live.
That's what happened when a real one get out of jail. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what happens. I'm really happy for him. I think it was so smart of him to not take that drink. He knew exactly where his mind is on the prize. He knows where he has a mission out here. He needs to give us his great music, these hits, because I'm ready for that new little situation.
Yes,
we're gonna be doing.
Because that's what I was going to say too. I really like that video because it shows, he's 26 now. He was locked up for 6 years. And it shows him basically saying, you know what, I'm not above the law. And I like that because a lot of rappers nowadays feel like, when they're highly celebrated, that they can do whatever they want. They can say whatever they want and there's no consequences. So I like the fact that he's, staying on a straight and narrow. And like Anton said, I'm just ready to hear the records now.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think it's really prominent. Like we've had on the show like Fredo Bang, and we've talked about like people who genuinely are rappers, I should say, that were in jail and rap about being in jail. When they come out, they're not trying to go back. So like, Bobby is trying to stay on that path to make his life better. You have these other rappers that are like, oh, I'm in the streets, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And it's like, no, you're not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I completely agree. I mean, do you guys think when he comes out with new music, it'll be as hard hitting as it was when he was like in jail and how they were trying to use his lyrics against him? Do you think they're going to be like as raw when it comes to his lyrics, or like, what do you think?
How much do Romeo has to say about that?
I mean, he's a talented young dude. So I mean, I think he's going to be even 10 times better. The thing that happened is when you go to jail, you got time to perfect your craft. You got time to actually grow. And I think that's what he did. Even what you were talking about, Jazz, with him signaling off that drink. I think he's even prepared, and he used that time to even be 10 times bigger than what he would have been 6 years ago.
Absolutely. And I also think too, like when you go through something so serious as going to jail and you're in there for an amount of years that he was in there, you take that pain. You've been writing with the pen every single day for about 5, 6, 7 years. So he only can come with some heat and some fire. I know it's going to be crazy.
Exactly.
It's going to be crazy. Well, speaking of that, I want to move right on to the next one because over the weekend, history was made at the Golden Globes. For the first time, a Black man and a Black woman won Best Actor and Actress in a drama in the same year, y'all. So congrats to Chadwick Boseman and Andra Day for making that beautiful, incredible history. And Andra is only second Black woman to win in that category ever, which is very sad. The first was Whoopi Goldberg 25 years ago for The Color Purple. Now, as an actor, I have to give, them their love and their light, because it was so many beautiful history being made that night. And I'm so proud of all of them, but especially Andra, because I don't know if y'all saw her play Billie Holiday, but when I tell you her performance was spellbinding, like she literally, I felt like Billie Holiday came into her spirit and Billie Holiday lived through her on the screen. And she actually mentioned my former manager, Tasha Smith, who coached her for the movie. And she killed it. So shout out to Tasha.
Happy belated birthday, Tasha. That's
yes. Tasha's the GOAT. Tasha's the GOAT. But it was a little bit bittersweet for me, because about a week or two before the Golden Globes, we all found out that the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, who, for people that don't know, they are the people who vote for the winners at the Golden Globes. And they also are the people who nominate the actors and movies for the Golden Globes. Mm-hmm. Every single one of them, all 87 of them, are white. Wow. 2 weeks ago. And that has been the case for 20 years. Wow. I think that every white person in Hollywood who had the opportunity to stand up about this, who had the opportunity to speak about this, to bring change about this, should feel so embarrassed for themselves, and they should feel devastated right now that this has been the case with so many Black artists, not only Black artists, but artists of color who are in Hollywood. And I felt bad as an actor who's a part of this beautiful place, that I'm able to give my gift, that we haven't had one Black person to represent us at the Golden Globe. So I want to thank Shonda Rhimes, who actually put out this. She put up a statement about it. She was saying time is up for the Golden Globes. So it makes me question, like, is it that this happened on Sunday because we made a big to-do about it and we, called them out? Is that why all these Black people won on Sunday? What do y'all think?
I see what you're saying. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't doubt it. Because I think now Black Lives Matter is such like a trend in the industry where it's like, and I know we'll talk about it a little later, but you see all of these big companies now kind of just throwing Black people wherever they can to be like, look, I'm diverse. We love Black people. We're not racist. Like, we put a Black person, we gave them the award. Like, y'all can't get mad at us. So, I mean, obviously you hope, because like Anton said, both of their performances in their respective movies were incredible and very deserving of the award.
Yeah.
You just only hope that that's the only reason that they got the award, and not because, it's a trend for Black lives to get recognized.
I completely agree. I'm so glad that Shonda Rhimes pointed this out, because that is just absolutely insane to think that not one person of color has been on the board of decisions for the last 20 something years. And that is just insane, and change needs to happen, because our voices matter. It can't be just white people. I feel like that's just not okay.
I completely agree with you. 100% agree with you. And the crazy part about it is, like, how can this be brushed under the rug for 20 years? Like, nobody thought that this should be in the New York Times, or it should be thought about in, Variety. Like, nobody thought we should talk about this. We're just okay with it. And that's on the shoulders of white people, in my opinion, because they're the only ones who can change this.
Well, look at it this way. It's crazy how we run the game, right? And when I say the game, I'm talking sports, I'm talking music, I'm talking films, but we don't run the game at the same time. Because guess what? We bring everybody to the table, but we don't have a seat at the table. And that's what we got to change to make a real difference.
That was so deep.
That true, boy.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, I think that's why it's important that we also create our own. We need more NAACP awards. We need more award shows where we can celebrate our own work. So we don't really care about what they got going on. Make our own Oscars. Make our own Golden Globes.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
What you got for us next, Jamie?
Well, I have some news coming out from LeBron's production company, Spring Hill Productions. They premiered their new show, Top Class, on IMDb. And it's all about my former high school, Sierra Canyon, and their amazing basketball team, Trailblazers. This show documents the highs and the lows of the team's grueling quest to win their third straight state championship And apparently, I make a few cameos on like the sideline. Talk about it. I couldn't tell y'all how many videos I got from my friends of just like me and my friends. Okay, I'll tell you later. But what do you guys think about them documenting his son's high school team?
This is really cool. I mean, for me, like I don't really watch sports that much, but I'm interested in this, and this is coming from a person that doesn't really care about sports. I think it's really cool. And I feel like it's going to inspire a lot of young people to want to chase their dreams if they want to be like great with basketball. I think it's great.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I love LeBron's relationship with his sons, but specifically the one with Bronny. I don't know if that's his real name or that's just what he's called, but Bronny, I like their relationship. So I like that he's always his number one fan. So I think it was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jamie, since you're a star in the movie, I gotta ask you. So, what was it like going to school? Like, did you know that this was happening? Did you know you were going to be in this crazy movie? And I know that like a lot of public figures, children go to this school. I remember Bronny accidentally posting stuff that got him like a little bit of flack at school. So do you guys like keep a lot of secrets or avoid socializing regularly in public because maybe like national news?
It's a completely like normal school, to be so honest with you. And like I honestly, the amount of times anyone from Sierra Canyon has heard, oh my God, you go to school with Bronny, what is he like? Like he's not a normal kid. Yes, he is. He's 15, 16. He's in the classroom, like goes to practice. They're normal kids. Or it's like, for instance, let's say Kevin Hart's on campus. Well, to everyone else, oh, that's Kevin Hart. But to us, that's Heaven's father. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does.
Yeah, it's a normal school. And I mean, I don't know about any of the stuff Bronny posts. I can't speak on that because that's just not me. But everything
kids will be kids.
Exactly. Kids are going to be kids. And
well, I'm just feeling like maybe I went to the wrong school because I thought I went to the cool school. Beverly Hills High was the cool school, but I guess it's Sierra Canyon.
Oh, we got a little rivalry. Here.
I guess I was the wrong school.
No, Jazz, you can have that. Beverly Hills High is still forever will be cool, but it's just different. Like honestly, I think that's the only way to explain it. It's different, but it's still normal. Like just there's certain people that like have a name at school. The kids aren't the ones, besides maybe Bronny and a few others that have a name. You're just kids getting an education, trying to graduate, then you leave.
They're just being kids.
But exactly. But for the documentary, yes, you do see the cameraman on campus. You see the boys, interviewing. I didn't know that I was being filmed, to be honest.
I want to say this. Look, before we take a break, I wanted to ask y'all, do you think these kids should be getting paid? Because this is a full TV production.
Yeah.
Just real quick.
I think so.
Yes, they should get paid without a doubt. They should definitely be able to make a profit.
But even bigger than that, any kid, like, that's a big name for any school. Like, kids who play basketball for USC, they should get paid for being like the name of the team.
Let me make this point I wanted to make because I was in those shoes to where the real question is how much. Corporations like the NCAA, Amy said, they've been profiting off of student athletes for years. And we're not even asking for the share of the $1 billion revenue. We just want to be able to monetize our own.
I
agree with that.
If it wasn't for the NCAA rules, I would have probably been the wolf in Twilight. I'm just saying. I gotta.
Oh my God!
I can't. Miller Twilight. I'm done.
On a side note, y'all, it's crazy. I have a personal connection to this show. If you watch episode 4, Sierra Canyon, their biggest game of the season was against my little brother's Hersey and Mercy School with Jalen Suggs and Chet in Minnesota at the Timberwolves Arena, and in front of a sellout crowd, 17,000 people. It was crazy. But think about this. If one of those kids would have taken a free hot dog, they would have been declared ineligible. How crazy is it? They sold out the Timberwolves Arena, and if they would have just got a free hot dog, they would have been ineligible.
Wow. That's insane.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean,
that's crazy.
Man, shout out to LeBron James. I'm sorry to cut y'all off, but shout out to LeBron for giving these kids an opportunity to get exposure and build their brand. I'm passionate about this. Me and my pops did a Nickelodeon show like this. It was called The Team, where they followed us, me, DeMar DeRozan, Brandon Jennings. So I definitely got to take my hat off for LeBron for putting that exposure on these kids. They
And
deserve.
shout out to the kids for grinding day in and day out, because I've seen them. They're all good friends of mine. Like, these kids work harder than any kids I've ever seen ever. Like, they're so dedicated to their goals. So yeah, the documentary's cool. Thank you, LeBron. But like, these boys that are in the gym day in and day out, those are the ones that need the most recognition.
Say hi real quick.
Say hi. They don't get any money.
And they don't get any money.
Yeah,
No money.
Hey, say hi. They just finished playing their game.
It was good.
What up?
Hey, guys. Hey, guys.
Donald Hogan, one of the best trainers, basketball genius. He went to Willow Ridge and H-Town. So shout out to Donald Hogan too.
All right, you guys. Well, we do have to take a quick break, but we'll be back right here on Fox Soul with more of the mix.
More basketball.
Welcome back to the mix, y'all. Let's get right on back into it. So Niecy Nash posted a video on Instagram that I wanted to show you guys and get your thoughts on. Let's check it out.
We are so consumed as a whole by what other people think. We make decisions based on what somebody else may say. We don't post a thing based on how it may make somebody else feel. We don't do the things we want to do because we're worried about other people's feelings.
Listen, there is so much truth in what she just said. But I want to know from you guys what y'all think about what she said. Have you ever really cared about what people thought about you? And be completely honest about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, you know, I went through that phase being that I did grow up on reality television pretty much. I was on reality TV when I was 14. So when you're introduced to that at such a young age, I did care what people would say and how they felt about me. But now at 24, pretty much when I hit 20, I was like, you know what? If you're not my family, or if I don't love you, you don't love me back. Like, I don't care. I only care about the family. So now I'm at that point. But when I did see that video, I did have to reflect and be honest with myself. That I feel like if you say, oh, I don't care what people think, you're not really being honest with yourself. We've all went through that phase where we did care.
Facts.
Yeah, I would definitely say that. I mean, I'm still going through that. Like, you know, I'm kind of new to everything. So like, I really do care at the end of the day, like what I wear, or like even what I post on social media. It's like, even my friends, like, are they gonna think I'm weird for like posting about it? Or like, even when I started like the show and I would post like stuff about it, I'd be like, oh my God, they're gonna think I'm like trying to, you know, do too much or like, you know, brag. And so like, I always stop myself. So I think for me personally, I'm still learning how to like grow out of that and realize like other people's opinions really don't matter. So if y'all can help me with that, I would really appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Tila, what about you? I know like you lived your whole life pretty much on YouTube. Have you ever let the internet trolls get to you?
Absolutely. I mean, I used to do story times all the time, but now I got a story for y'all. I mean, I would say about 2 years ago, I really let the hate get to me. I mean, all the hate comments that I would get, I would like make almost like response blogs to it, being like, you guys need to stop being rude to me, blah, blah, blah. And kind of like fighting fire with fire, which only ignited more hate. It almost like it brought more attention to those negative comments of people that they have nothing to do with me. They've never met me. They don't know me. They're just trolling because they want to feel something or they want a response. And I realized that not responding is the best thing to do. And just, you have to focus on the people that are supporting you, because at the end of the day, the people that are writing those negative comments, at the end of the day, those people are still subscribed to you. They still have your post notifications on. They're low-key a fan in disguise, and they're obviously going through something, because hurt people, you know. If you are dealing with something and you're happy and you're living your life, you're not going to write negative comments telling people to kill themselves or that they're too skinny or they're too fat or you're ugly. Like, you're just not going to do that. So clearly those people that are writing those comments, they're hurt. And I've realized that. And now I'm just like, at the end of the day, these people don't know me. Every person I've met that's recognized me, they've been so sweet to me. They're like, wow, you're so nice. And people like that, I want to give my attention to. I want to give my all to. So it's definitely been a journey. It has not been easy at all. I'm definitely at a place now, also like Jazz was saying, at 24, where I realized, like, at the end of the day, like, if you're not my family or somebody that I love or my closest friends, like, your opinion really doesn't matter to me, and you don't know me, so I shouldn't let that affect me.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, Jazz, I know you touched on it a little bit, but I
Mhm.
want and Romeo's opinions, because I know you both have been in the limelight and been in reality TV. And so do you feel like you need to tell people your personal life, like every detail that's going on with you to the world, because they kind of see a little bit of it?
Look, all I'm gonna say is it's a part of the game. You know, you have to know what you're signing up for.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, I feel a lot of kids get that treatment because what social media does, it makes everybody their own star. So just a kid who's going to middle school or high school who wants to post up and talk to their friends, they're their own star now because the way social media is built to cater to you as if you're really out there as a movie star. You know, you're your own movie star, and I don't think everybody's built and prepared for that. The biggest and the easiest way to fail is to care what others think about you. Nobody's going to believe you
Mhm.
more than yourself, and that's biblical. You know, you only need one person to believe in you, and that's you. So my biggest key that I'll tell people also when you're chasing your dreams and you're getting bullied and you're getting negative comments, don't pay any attention to it. It can harm you if you don't feed it. And we've all been guilty of this because it hurts. But I learned at an early age because I was this big child star and I had my dad who was super successful and I seen how he handled it. And I was able to be 2 steps ahead. And I realized there's for every person that's hating on you, there's 10 people that's loving you. Why don't we shine a light on those positive comments? You know, the positive people. And then even like you said, T, even when you get a negative comment, watch if you just say something nice back. They'll be like, "Oh my goodness, you responded."
Yeah.
It's so
They
true.
will. Yeah, they will.
Yeah, once you master the mindset,
Mm,
it's gonna be so much easier to conquer your goals.
that's real. I
Yeah.
wish that I
Answer-
could. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, to answer your question, Jamie, for me, it was just always, respecting my mom, being that she is, a reality TV OG. Now she's an actress. You know what I'm saying? It's like I have so much respect for her. So when it came to posting, parts of my life, even a part of my life which I shared on the Mix episode, you know what I'm saying? That was really big for me. I had, not necessarily get her approval, but just make sure she was aware, because at the end of the day, she does have a huge following. So that's always where my respect is going to lie. But, other than that, if it's not really my mom, no, I don't get any approval from anybody. I post what I want.
Our family, we be living life like mob life. It's like, look, people have a strong connection with the one who way, but it's like we have our own voice. If you come to our households, we have our own voice. But when it comes to our, it's like this is what it is. It's chain and command, and it's going to be your turn one day. But that's something I really do take my hat off with you, because that's rare to have that kind of chain and command with your parents, and a lot of people try to laugh at that.
Yeah, they really do. You'd be surprised how many people like, oh my God, you love your mom too much, this and that. You go to her for everything. I'm like, you summed it up perfectly, Romeo. It's a chain of command, and I'm always gonna have respect for her.
Knowing that Jazz will smack y'all up. I'm just
yes.
But look, Jamie and Tan, I know Jamie, you kind of dived in, but Tan, this is kind of like y'all party of the coming out to the world, the world being able to learn about you guys and judge you being the host of a top show. So I want to ask y'all the same question. How does that affect you, and how are you handling that?
For my experience of it, I think that I wish I could say like I don't care what other people think, or I haven't cared in the past, but I'll be lying if I say that. Especially like as a Black man, you're kind of raised to think, or to make sure you acknowledge what other people think of you. You can't come across as like, too ghetto, too hood, or you got to come across this way or that way. And especially being a bisexual man on top of that, I absolutely care what people thought. I always thought like, oh my God, I wonder if they're going to think like I'm coming across as too gay or like too feminine. I got to make sure like, I keep it super masculine and keep it, very like straight. So I definitely have thought about that. And even when I signed on to do this show, like I knew I needed to come and be real and talk about my sexuality. And the producers were telling me, you got to be real. You got to talk about it. And I just wasn't comfortable with it. And so I thought a lot, like, what would people think? What will they think about me? Because people don't understand bisexuality. They think you're either just gay or you like women. That's it. They don't get that you can have a strong attraction to both and equally. But what helped me when I actually did tell my truth on the show, people actually came to me and they said, man, because of you, you helped me to realize that I'm not alone, that there are other people like me. You inspired me. And that just made me realize that, like, first, I don't gotta give a fuck about what anybody thinks about my story and who I am, because my truth is my truth. And it doesn't matter to anyone else what that is. And also, too, I'm inspiring other people to live in their truth. You know, people that maybe wouldn't have seen another, you know, young Black guy who is like me, who is bisexual, who is, you know, who does talk the way that I talk. So they really helped me to live in my truth, and reminded me that me being me is all that matters.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's very big, because I just want to take my hat off to everybody on here. You know, I gave Jazz her flowers. I want to give y'all flowers and roses, because like I always tell people, this is gumbo. You know, we all don't see eye to eye. We all don't have the same perspective. We all come from different walks of life. But guess what? We all accept each other, baby. And that's what life is about. And that's why I love this show, because it's showing that, guess what? We all are beautiful, you know, and we need more of that out there. Just like y'all heard Tom's story. Positivity helped him overcome a hurdle. You don't know who you're helping right now. And the same with Jamie. I know you're the youngest on here, but it's like you're actually learning while you're in the shits, in the war.
Yeah.
Great job with it too.
You guys, it's funny Romeo says that, because I couldn't tell you guys how many times I've been like, Romeo, like no one cares what I think. Like I should just stop talking. Like people are on here, in my opinion, or before, like to listen to Romeo, Jazz, Anton, Zoe, and even Tila to talk about y'all's lives, because people like know you and they care like what's going on behind the scenes. So like for me, I was always like, okay, just sit back, ask them questions, like don't really open up because no one really gives a damn. And it's been Romeo who's like, Jamie, if you have something to say, like, like fucking say it, like get over it. And so like
fucking say it, but something like that, sure.
But like Romeo, my point is, I was trying to say thank you, but you know what? I'm over it now. So I was for helping me to realize that I'm gonna say what I want to say.
You know what, too, though? Like, I think, like my mom said, she says it all the time. If somebody ain't putting no money in your bank account and paying your bills, why you give a damn about what they got to say about your life?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That is so true.
Like,
that's funny.
Period. And I think we might got to take a break.
Yeah, we actually do have to take, I'm sorry, y'all, but I know this is great. But we do have to take a break, but we'll be right back here on The Mix on Fox Soul. Keep it locked in.
Yeah.
Welcome back to The Mix, you guys. Let's just get right on into it. So there has been some news that Facebook is jumping into the hip hop game with a new app they're testing called Bars. So the app will be used as a platform that allows users to freestyle over a selection of sounds and beats. The videos will cap at 60 seconds, and some of the other features that will be included are auto-tune, a rhyming dictionary, as well as a challenge where two rappers can even go head-to-head battle style. And the app will auto-generate words to incorporate in their rhyme. So what do you guys think about this? Are you here for Facebook getting in the hip-hop game, or are they just being some culture vultures?
I'm all the way here.
I am not.
I think it's great. I feel like it's great because it's a great opportunity for like new rappers to be discovered, kind of like SoundCloud 2.0. That's what I think. I'm gonna be honest, I don't use Facebook that often, but I feel like it's gonna be better than SoundCloud, and we're gonna get some brand new rappers that are gonna be killing it. And I think it's a good opportunity for like new exposure.
T, I want to know how many SoundCloud rappers made it.
A lot.
A lot, and they have a cult following too.
They have a big
not be
following.
mainstream, but they have a cult following.
No, they
do.
do.
SoundCloud.
Wasn't Chance the Rapper? Didn't he start off SoundCloud?
I don't know.
I don't think X did.
On there, maybe.
I think like
Trippy Red, right? Wasn't Trippy on SoundCloud?
Yes,
yeah.
But
okay. I was basically thinking the complete opposite. I was like, we already have SoundCloud and like TikTok. I couldn't tell y'all how many TikToks are on my For You page of people just rapping to like these beats that are like viral, quote unquote, sounds already. So I feel like having a whole new app for it is kind of like unnecessary, but like it could be cool. But like,
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like not
I'm
excited.
gonna
for
be
it.
honest. I see where you're coming from, Jamie, especially because I freaking love TikTok, and TikTok is just like such a variety. But I also feel like TikTok is so huge that a lot of people might feel like, oh, like I don't know if I can be discovered. But if you have an app that's just dedicated to people just like rapping, it might be easier.
Yeah, because this is what I was gonna say. When I think of TikTok, I associate it with dancing. But my worry with this app is the same thing that happened with TikTok. You have these creators on here making these dance moves, and the bigger companies and stuff are stealing them, putting them in video games. What was that video game that so many TikTokers were mad about because they were putting their dance moves in the video game? Fortnite.
Yeah.
Fortnite. So this is my thing with this bars, app. A lot of upcoming artists are very eager to get in the game. They'll be rapping, getting their bars off, and you have the possibility of your material getting stolen. I just want to put that out there.
Oh, that's good. That's a good point.
Because me as an artist, me as an artist, I've been around demos and all that, and I have been in a position where I'm like, oh my God, they gave my song or they gave my bars to a bigger artist. Wow. And that's on a private scale. So I can't imagine if we're just out here flooding your timeline with nothing but rap. It's eventually going to get stolen because I've went through that. So I'm just saying, just be
But Jazz, do you think that more good would come out of this for rappers than bad?
I don't know, because honestly, if it's just an app dedicated to rap, it's kind of oversaturated, in my opinion. Everybody's going to be on there rapping. So what really makes you stand out to me?
Let me plant this in y'all ears. Y'all remember when everybody had MySpace, right?
Yes.
Remember when they came out with this thing called Hey, that's your age. You showing your
age.
It's
okay, Jamie. I didn't have a MySpace either. I wasn't old enough. I wasn't allowed.
That wasn't me. I didn't say none. I didn't say that she was only 0.02 years old when MySpace came out. But look, back to what I was saying.
I can't.
Remember, everybody was like, what's Twitter? I ain't about to make no Twitter. I got a MySpace. And then people was like, man, we already got Facebook and all of that too. And then guess what came? Instagram. And people was like, I ain't gonna make no Instagram on the whole world. So the thing with business is competition is always good. And people are always going to go to a platform that they could create their own star. It's just business.
Absolutely. Do you think that pioneers like in moguls should, like in hip hop, should be more involved in these companies to try to profit off of the culture so it's not like a culture vulture type of situation?
I think hip hop can do fine on its own. I don't think it needs to incorporate more companies into it because it's doing fine on its own.
Huh? Let me educate you, Jamie. If Jay-Z got behind this, if Master P got behind
anything to Romeo,
game though. That's why Jay-Z created his own streaming service. You know how much money they make off of our talent? What we were talking about,
billions,
bringing food to the table, but having a seat at the table. And yes, we do need to be a part of these type of these new platforms. But guess what? We're not the ones creating them.
That's what I was just about to say, but we're not creating it anyway. Yeah. We're not going out there putting together our own app.
Exactly. So we can't even be mad.
Yeah.
And we don't even support each other like we should.
Well, Romeo, I'm gonna need you to get to it. Come on, we got the snaps. Come on, Romeo, you got everything else. Like, why not?
That's the thing. I can't do everything. I'm gonna put that one on T. You go create an app for us that we could.
Yes, Pila.
Okay, guys, I'll create the next app. Just wait and see.
I love it.
In the spirit of culture, I have a story of some rappers who are using their powers for good. 2 Chainz and Lil Baby will face off against Quavo and Jack Harrow in a celebrity basketball game to support HBCUs. The game is being put on, get this, Bleacher Report's Open Run, and will be streaming live this Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern on their app as well. Twitter is helping kick things off. The NBA All-Star Weekend, Bleacher Report will donate, ding, 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 drum roll, donate of the winning team's choice. Did you hear that? We are donating money to the HBCU of the winning team choice. So they got to get their game ready.
Dope.
That's amazing.
Amazing. It's amazing to me that nobody wanted smoke from the Miller family on the court. Though. That's all. But we already know we can win that money and we donate. I already know what HBCUs I'm donating it to. But in all seriousness, Do you think companies are starting to support and shine a light on Black colleges more?
I don't see it personally. Like I honestly do not see a difference. I don't think that they are, in my opinion. I don't hear about it from friends. I don't see it on social media. I don't see it in commercials enough like it should be. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say hell no.
I was gonna say that. What were you gonna say, T? You can go.
I think we're going to a good direction, but we are nowhere near where we need to be at all. Like there still needs to be so much more improvement, but I feel like it's starting. We got a little kick jump right now, a kickstart. But there's so much more that needs to be done.
Yeah, because this is what I was gonna say. Honestly, I didn't see anybody highlight it until Beyonce did her Coachella performance.
Yep.
You guys remember that 2018, and then she honored a lot of HBCUs in her Netflix special. I think it was called Homecoming. Mm-hmm. So that's when I really noticed it. But I do think this is important because if you notice, last episode I actually wore my HBCU that I went to called Prairie View out here in Texas. And what I love is the HBCU I went to was built on a plantation. So I always thought that was very dope, is that we used to, work there and now we own it. So I feel like HBCUs have to continue to be honored. It's so important to the Black community. So I like the direction we're going in, but it definitely needs way more.
I wish that I would have went to an HBCU. I got accepted.
It's the best experience ever.
Oh my God. I got into Morehouse and I decided to stay in New York and to act and just like live. And I regret that every single day of my life that I didn't go to Morehouse. I just know, first of all, I would have been a Kappa. I would have been the coolest little Kappa on campus. Like, I wanted to be a Kappa so bad. Like all my friends is Kappas. I just wanted that like real Black experience. You know what I mean?
And that's what I was gonna say. I got the best of both worlds. I went to a HBCU, then I went to a PWI, which is a predominantly white institution. And when I went to my PWI, it wasn't as cultural. I didn't like it as much. And it wasn't even a thing of like, I had been around, African Americans my whole life, because for most of my life, I went to all white schools. But it was just the fact that I said, you know what, when I get to college, now I want to really embrace me as a Black woman. So now I want to go to an HBCU. So then when I left and went to a PWI, it just was not the same. But I tell everybody, if you're Black, go to HBCU. Why not? You learn about your culture. I think everybody needs to do that.
Come on. Okay, well, who do y'all think is gonna win this little game? Is it gonna be 2 Chainz and Lil Baby or Quavo and Jack?
I think Quavo and Jack.
I think 2 Chainz and Lil Baby. No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna give it 2 Chainz and Lil Baby too.
2 Chainz played college ball. So, I mean, if he's anything like he was in college, and he's super tall, I think he's going to dominate the floor and the paint.
But I want Jack Harlow to win just because he's the most hilarious rapper, I think, out there. And I just want to hear that after interview with him. And I also want to see what HBCU he's backing up. So I think culture, the HBCU like support movement. You know what I'm saying?
Man, let me tell you.
No, Romeo. Sorry, we do have a break. Stop. I'm kidding.
Nope. I'm about to say what I'm about to say real quick.
Go ahead.
I said go.
2 on 2 is a different game from 5 on 5. So if you have a height advantage, that's always easier. But 2 Chainz got Lil Baby, and Lil Baby, I think, is the hottest rapper out. He ain't tripping on basketball. They over there getting ready and practicing every day. So I think they're going to take it because they're actually preparing for it. And 2 Chainz and Lil Baby, they just chilling, swimming in that money right now anyways.
Money. That's money,
All right.
baby.
Okay, guys, so why don't we make a bet right now between us who we think is going to win? So
2 Chainz and Lil Baby.
2 Chainz and Lil Baby.
Okay, bet.
I'm going to go Quavo and Jack.
I'm gonna go with.
I said 2 Chainz. Romeo said whatever Romeo said.
What are we betting?
Okay, we're done. So I want someone in the comments, please write this down because we're all gonna forget, so we can remember. While we take a break, but when we come back, it's my favorite part, and I'm sure everyone's favorite part. It's celebrity tea time. So keep it locked in right here on Fox Soul.
Woo!
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Wait, I'm feeling a little thirsty. I think we all need to sip a lemonade right now. Let's bring our favorite gospel queen into the mix to spill some more celebrity tea. Welcome back, the host of Leah's Lemonade, Leah Henry.
Hey.
What's good?
What's good, Mom? What's good? You got the tea for us today?
I'm just trying to make sure I'm not going to get triggered before I get into the story this week. Okay?
Okay, so let's just get right into it then, Miss Henry.
Okay. All right, let's get into it. All right. So it looks like the Bachelor franchise might be trying to do a cleanup on aisle racism. The hit ABC show has been trying its best to diversify since facing countless accusations of racism. Leading contestant Rachel Kirkconnell's past participation in a Southern plantation themed sorority party created chaos for the show. And also considering that Matt James is the first black bachelor, sorry about that. Race has obviously been a big conversation on the show. Now, longtime host Chris Harrison stepped down from hosting the show after he seemingly dismissed Rachel's past actions in an interview. Well, The Bachelor may be actually trying to clean up their act and, go in the right direction, because author and host of Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man, Emmanuel Acho, is taking over the role as the host of the After the Final Rose. So, guys, let me ask you, I've been seeing a lot of conversation on social media. Do you feel like The Bachelor is pandering Black folk with making Emmanuel the host, or is this a step in the right direction?
I think it's a step in the right direction. I used to watch The Bachelor a lot. I have friends that have been on the show. I will tell you, what Chris Harrison did was disgusting. I watched the interview. I think he dismissed Rachel Lindsay like so much. He barely let her speak. And you could just tell he showed his true colors. He showed that when he thought that Rachel did attending a plantation party, like, just listen to that. Plantation party. Two things that do not mix. And he dismissed it as if it was just, oh, she had a bad day. It was a mistake. It was no big deal. And to have that type of attitude at something that is so disgusting and just clearly racist, just shows the kind of person that he is. And honestly, I think that it's amazing that he stepped down. Quite frankly, I feel like it was a long time coming. I mean, he's been doing this for what, 20 years or something? Right. Like, out with the old, in with the new. And I feel like the Bachelor universe needs to spice it up. It's the same thing every single season. And it's insane to me that it took how many seasons to get a Black Bachelor? And a couple years ago, we finally had our first Black Bachelorette. I mean, I think that's like really sad. This should have been happened.
You want to know what's crazy? I never watched this until they had a Black Bachelor and Black Bachelorette. They tell you the pressure that puts on them. You know, unfortunate even to Matt James. He's biracial, so he's Black and white. He's a lot more diverse than a lot of people. So even the way that he look at life and love, is colorless to him because he is both, right? I think even ABC, what they should have did is, since it's the first Black Bachelor, they should have questioned the person, be like, a man who wanted a Black queen, a Black woman. Now, I'm not against you loving whoever you want to love, but just for TV's sake, this is our first Black Bachelor. You got girls and Black boys watching this for the first time. They're setting up this man for failure because they know what direction he's going. And my thing is, I think he's a good dude. He's a dope bachelor. But even at that casting process, it should have been, are you looking for a Black wife? You know, and not to make it a racist game, but I just think they really was setting up this experiment because, like you said, this is the first Black Bachelor. They were setting it up for failure from the beginning. Because even somebody like me, y'all know I dated everybody, you know, red, purple, white, yellow, blue, Black. So I just feel like you needed somebody who was just like tunnel vision of, you know, I want a Black queen. I don't care how amazing somebody is, because this is us. This is our future kings and queens watching this. And I think they wanted this to kind of spill over like this from watching this.
What I was gonna say is I don't watch it, but hearing what you're saying, Romeo, it seems to me as though he only likes white women. Is that what I'm getting from this?
Well, he's a diverse. Yes, but Romeo's correct because they did put him up. Let's be very clear. This is a Black man who has a white mother whose Black father abandoned him since he was a child. So he's already going to have a disdain or an unbiased, you know what I mean, a biased perception of Black people.
Honestly, they probably did that on purpose, so it wouldn't be, sad to say it, but too urban. The show wouldn't become too urban.
Yes, they wanted all this racial talk and all of this stuff. They wanted to stir the pot, and it's unfortunate because we know in reality TV sometimes that lead character don't know what they're stepping into. You know, Matt.
Yeah.
Like if he was the third or fourth one, it would have been better for him because he could have really went in there just wanting to find love. But it became so much just about race because they know what the storylines they were trying to do.
Well, I'm gonna disagree with what Romeo said, only in the part where you said they should have sat him down and said, "Are you looking for a black woman?" I don't think that that's fair to do. I think that because he obviously wasn't looking for a black woman. If he was looking for a black woman, you don't go on The Bachelor. And I think that obviously, if you're going to have black women on the show, you have to, if white women on the show, it has to be as many black women as there are white women. You can choose from both. Because when I was watching the show, like Romeo said, I never watched The Bachelor or The Bachelorette until the first black male bachelor was on there. And when I saw, it was clear to me that they did set him up to choose a white woman. It was obvious. He only had like maybe 5 black women to choose from, and they weren't the best like the other choices.
That's what I'm saying. You got to realize it's been on for 20 plus seasons. So that's all why I'm saying is, you know me, I love everybody, but I'm just saying when you do these shows, you write down what kind of woman
you do. You do.
To manipulate this situation. All I'm saying is the Bachelor and Bachelorette, it's been white for 20 plus seasons. And that's all I'm saying. Like you shouldn't have to say I want this or that. Love should be colorless at the end of the day. But I'm saying for TV wise and trying to build a new world where we've been back for so many years, they knew what they were doing TV wise. They wanted this racial drama.
I can see that.
I agree with that. I think why can't we just combine both Anton and Romeo's perspectives and say the Bachelor should have added more black women, but also maybe found a man who's more inclined to lean towards black women.
That's what I was going to say.
Because of the political climate we're in and because of the pressure put on the Bachelor to be like, you know, like
Quavo on The Bachelor, who you think he gonna pick?
Really quick before we go to the next topic, I was gonna say, even if they had 30 black women on there, if you pick a black man that likes white women, he's gonna pick a white woman.
White woman.
Like it don't matter.
I do feel like in every season of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, there needs to start being an even amount of different races, because every season it's like 3 black women, and then 2 of them are gone by the first episode. And I'm like, hello? So it needs to be a handful of both, because it's too much.
I agree. Also, Leah, I'm getting real thirsty, baby. I'm sorry. Can you give us some more tea?
Okay, I'm sorry. The lemonade spilled a little too much.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Moving on. Listen, there has been drama on social media. Safari is definitely shaking the table with his thoughts about toy company Hasbro's decision to drop the Mr. and Mrs. from the Potato Head toy line. The company is now making them gender neutral. So the rapper got on Twitter to share his thoughts, saying, "Mr. Potato Head is reaching. You're a N-word. What the hell you mean you're gender neutral? Who the hell be coming up with these ideas 30 years later?" While Hasbro is changing the name, it does plan to keep the iconic Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head characters, but they feel like making the line gender neutral better reflects the whole line of toys. Now, social media has been very mixed on this one, so I need to know how y'all feel, or is this just small potatoes to y'all?
It is just a toy for 5-year-olds to pick and mix with and play with. I do understand being accepting and open to, you know, gender neutral, all of that. I do understand that, but at the same time, it's a toy. It's in Toy Story. Like, the character is built as Mr. and Mrs. I really think it's hard to rebrand something that all of us know.
I agree, Jamie. Completely. I think it's in the step of the towards the right direction, but I feel like it should be its own thing. Mr. and Mrs. has been around for 30-something years, and you're just going to change the characters. I feel like it's awesome. It's a great idea. I think it's important for kids to realize that, like, you can be whatever you want. It's only going to inspire young kids to grow up and see that and picture that as normal, because it is. But I feel like it should have been its own brand separately, not put it down Mr. and Mrs.
Or just make a new type of toy that's gender.
Well,
and make them be surrounding that, and then that way they have their own, not they, but like, you know what I'm saying? Kids have their own like gender neutral character they can look up to.
Well,
I
I mean,
agree.
if y'all want to be technical though, I mean, honestly, this is just a publicity thing for me because you literally can pull Mr. Potato's mustache out and put Mr.
Dude.
What I'm saying.
Thank you. That's what I
Oh,
was gonna say.
shoot. You done cracked the
Yeah.
code. I didn't even realize that.
Oh Lord, she cracked it right there.
That's what I was gonna say. Just mix it up. Mix it up.
Hey, the mix, baby. The mix. That's
It's
what
meant to be a mix and match. There you go.
Look, on that note, we got to take a break, okay? Thank you, Leah Henry, for coming back to the show. You know it's always good vibes when you hear, and I love when you hear bringing the lemonade with that beautiful smile. We see you, girl.
Right, with that peach color on looking good.
Miller.
You want to be slurped out, ate up.
Totally, Miss Miller. Get the
Well,
doctor right.
Who said that? What the heck?
We'll be back with more of the mix only on Fox Soul, baby.
Welcome back to the mix. Now, I know we're just getting March started, and March is National Women's History Month. So all month long, we're going to shout out some beautiful Black queens who are slaying the game. Romeo, I'm sorry, guys. It is Romeo who's going to do the highlight this week, so I guess I'll just lob it to him.
Look, I've been following this Black-owned business for a minute, and I wanted to shed some light on it. Desiree is only 22 years old and launched her own natural skincare line called Desi Skin. I found out that she never intended to make a skincare line and actually started out as a clothing designer. She was hired to design clothes for a bunch of celebrities, including Well. On her Instagram, she constantly received compliments about her skin, and people would ask her about her routine. So Des decided to start her own line. She now has a skincare line and a clothing line. Let's show this Black queen some love. Head over to her website, deadskin.com, and check out her products.
Oh,
Hey.
I like that. That's
I have
awesome.
to get on that ASAP. Romeo, I know I talk shit about you being the read, but listen, let me go hop on that website
Yeah.
because that's our show for tonight, guys.
Wow.
Thank you so much for co-hosting. You know I love you. You know we love you. Did you have fun?
Jamie, I had so much fun. I honestly love you guys so much. I love being on this show. And yeah, you guys always make me feel so welcome.
We love you. We love having you on the show. You're like a ball of fire. Love it.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, everyone stay tuned for the Tammy Mac Late Show coming up next on Fox Soul. Anyway, Romeo, so what was that website that you said we should all go to?
Deadskin.com. I'm just saying.
Okay, let me
Okay.
just
Check her out. Real
Let me write that down.
Now, is this what you use?